Okay, so we've had the Model X for a week now. I actually used it as a daily driver. I have not driven a Model S or a Model 3 all week. I literally only drove this. And I can actually say I'm very happy with it. I'm pleasantly surprised. It's a definite different driving experience. It's up higher, but it has a lot of other cool tech the other cars don't have. So we're going to kind of go over what we like and what we don't like about this compared to the other cars. We already kind of talked about what Model X has that's different, but this is going to be how we feel about it. So starting with Model S, I want to go over the prices first because that's going to be a big thing on what I do and don't like.
Yeah, they changed recently, so you might...
So these are the most recent prices. So Model S, you can get as cheap as $85,000 or as much as $144,000. Model 3 starts at $42,900 all the way up to $69,400. And Model X starts at $88,000 all the way up to $156,000.
Wow. Which is, I think, the one that we're in.
This is, what does the sticker say in there?
It said 157, but
Let's look at the sticker.
This was before they did the price change or whatever, but here we go. 157,700.
Right there. Hopefully it focused.
But it's got everything.
So $157,000 car. That's a lot of car. That's a big price tag. So I think my biggest thing on how I feel about Model X, the price is kind of steep. It really depends on what you're looking for. But if you're trying to get into an electric car and you don't want to splurge for a Model S or X, Model 3 is a great price point at like $42,000. And it's only going to get cheaper in time. So definitely keep that in mind. 6-seat Model X, which is my favorite, is $6,000 to get 6 seats.
Yeah, and that additional price is because of the seats as well as that additional air conditioner or ventilation system for the rear seats.
So the 5-seater is actually included in that price. The 6-seater is $6,000 and the 7-seater is only $3,000. But there's a lot of cool stuff in Model X that I'm a huge fan of that aren't in the other ones. The self-presenting doors. And I've actually grown to really like that.
I'm still neutral on those. I don't really see the need. I mean, I've been manually opening and closing doors forever, so it's like, It's a little gimmicky for me, but I can see how it might be useful, like if you're coming out from a restaurant or something and you have your drink and your food or whatever, or you got a tray of coffees or something. It is nice because you can just walk by the car, it'll pop it open a little so you can walk by, and it'll open up all the way. So it is kind of neat in some situations.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I used it all week. I also love these Falcon Wing doors. A lot of people are kind of like meh on them. I actually really like them. I know they're much more foolproof than they used to be. Originally, they gave Tesla some problems, admittedly so, but they definitely seem a lot more foolproof. And they just make it so open to get in. Other things, there's a noticeable difference in height. So these are the same seats you can get in Model S. So if you got a performance Model S, you'd get the same perforated seat, but they are actually on spacers. So you sit up a lot higher. I haven't owned an SUV for 9 years ago, almost a decade since I've owned an SUV. So I'm not totally used to the height, but I thoroughly enjoyed it this week. Yeah. Now, going to like Model 3, it's going to be a hell of a drop because Model 3 is a lot lower to the ground.
Yeah.
So if getting into a low car is an issue, Model 3 might not be the greatest. I would definitely go for a Model X.
Yeah, it's definitely easier to get into this. You don't have to like bend down. So if you do have
problems,
yeah.
So one thing I'm not a huge fan of, Model X is a big car. You don't get the kind of range you can get on Model 3 or Model S. Now, my watt hours per mile, I'm not sure what they are in the Model 3. In the Model S, I think I averaged lifetime over 20-something thousand miles, 315 watt hours per mile. This car is now at 698 miles. My average is 531, almost 200, more than 200 watt hours per mile.
That's pretty big, but something to point out, we did have a snowstorm.
It was super cold.
And ice, it was super cold. We had a snowstorm. We got several inches.
I did do some 0 to 60 runs this morning.
So there were a lot of things that affected that. So it definitely
I think it was closer to this 499, because I only did 2 speed runs.
That's still pretty high, though, to me.
It is.
Because my average over my entire lifetime on my Model S is like 295.
But yeah, there was some other outside influences that might have affected it. I really think the cold might have done some things.
And the snow and ice and stuff, because we did have a couple of days of driving on the snow.
And it was like negative.
Yeah, it was really
degrees.
Cold. Yeah.
So if you're looking for something with a lot of range, the Model S and Model 3 are definitely going to give you a little bit more. Model 3 coming in at like 310. The 100D Model S. What do I get on that? Like 330-ish?
335. I think you actually get a little bit more than what the EPA rating was.
And then this Model X is the performance one, so I think it's like in the low 290s. You can fit a ton of stuff back there, which is nice.
Yeah, as long as it's not big and flat stuff. You couldn't fit maybe, I don't know, it'd be hard to fit like a 65-inch TV in a Model X.
I don't know, maybe we'll have to try that.
But you can fit one in a Model S just because
Did do that.
The seats do fold down.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it was just so much room back there, but also, depending on your lifestyle, if you want to be able to tow something, Model X is the only one that you can get factory with a tow hitch.
Yeah.
You can do them aftermarket on the 3 and the S, but I don't know I would trust doing that. I don't know.
Yeah, one problem with that is since they aren't intended to have tow mode,
right.
They don't have the like disabling of autopilot automatically,
right.
And that's something you don't want to be using autopilot because it can't use the rear camera anymore if you are towing something. So when the Model X has tow mode enabled, it turns that stuff off.
Yeah, so this is intended for that, which is great. I'm a huge fan of the air suspension, which I have on my Model S. Unfortunately, Model 3 doesn't have that, at least not yet. So one thing that's kind of like hit and miss too with a lot of people who are potentially looking at Model X is the windshield. And it was sunny pretty much the entire time I was driving to and from work, minus a few days when it was snowing. And I really didn't have any issue with the sun because it actually does gradient like tint up here. So I actually didn't have any issue. I did have to deploy my sun visor once, but super easy to do. It is nice though. It's nice seeing all this. And I know it like in my Model S, sometimes if I pull up to certain stoplights, I can't see the actual stoplight. Yeah. I have to kind of look like this because it's like up so high and you got to pull so forward. This I had no problem.
The one thing though is now when the X first came out, it didn't have the sunshade, but now X's all come with the sunshade that you can stick up there if the sun is a problem for you. Okay,
so here we are in my Model S, the 100D, and I'm going to say it definitely is a little tighter right here. It's a bit of a tighter feel just because Model X is so much taller. You have that extra room.
Yeah, and like you said before, your seat is a little lower. It's not as high up, but I don't know. It's comfortable. I like it on road trips and stuff.
Besides that, I guess I should have mentioned it for the Model X, but Model S also has the 2 screens, which I'm also a big fan of. It's nice to have one here in the center and then one in front of the driver.
Yeah, I definitely prefer having the second screen there. It's nice.
Now, the one thing I really like about Model S, all the space back there. We kind of hit on that. We've put so much in the back of this thing. We've gone to IKEA, filled it up. We've gone to Best Buy, filled it up with TVs.
We had like a 20-foot ladder in there once.
Yeah, we had a ladder. I mean, we had to leave the door open, so it doesn't really count.
And that's right. But you can fit a ladder.
But we fit so much stuff back here.
But yeah, because with those seats folded down, you could put something in wide and long. Mm-hmm. You could fit almost a queen size mattress in here, and that's something that in the X, I mean, most people aren't going to be sleeping in their car, but in the S, you can fold the seats down and have a queen size inflatable mattress back there.
You can do that on the X with the 5 and 7 seat, but not the 6 seat option because that middle row doesn't fold.
Yep.
So here we are in the Model 3. Right off the bat, you can actually see a lot more in front of you because you don't have that center screen.
Compared to the Model S.
Yeah, so Model S and I'd say Model X, you can actually see much more of the hood.
It's just got the lower dash. I don't know. I mean, they could still fit a small screen there.
They could.
But because of the lower dash, you do have a better visibility. One other thing, though, that I did like about driving the Model 3, though, is that since it is a cheaper car, I'm not as scared of driving it. That's one thing, or of parking it. You know,
okay.
With the Model S and the Model X, they are a little more expensive, and I'm just a little more concerned that somebody's gonna hit me. Or, I mean, the 3 is still not a cheap car, but it's a lot less expensive compared to the S or X.
I don't know. I still park in the front.
Yeah.
At every store.
I still park defensively.
The one cool thing about Model 3 that Model S and X don't have yet is a phone charger spot under the screen. There's a couple different kind of wireless pads you can get, but you can put both up to 2 phones right there. And that's kind of nice, I think. It's kind of an added little bonus. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think I should do?
Well, we can't wait on a Y because
can't wait on the Y.
I mean, that is the whole
we'll still probably get a Y.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
But don't want to wait on a Y.
Yeah.
So, got the Model X for a week. Taking it back today. Wanted to make this quick video and kind of tell you guys what we like about each one because we literally have all of them right here. And I don't know I want to sell the Model S for a Model X, and I don't want to get rid of the Model 3 for a Model X.
Yeah. Again, they all have great.
I know.
They all have great benefits because I mean, I definitely, like I said, I love the S on a road trip if it's just me or one
Yep.
other person. Definitely don't have to worry about cargo. It's got the range and you can go the furthest on that. But around town and stuff, the Model 3 is a great little car.
But also with what we're doing to this Model 3, it's going to become a track car. So it's going to be like a fun car.
Changing it there too. And
so like I don't like want to give that up, but also the Model X
yeah,
could really use the space.
it's great space, and it's also just having that higher. The car is raised up higher.
Yeah.
So when we do have like a snowstorm, we had like 6 to 8 inches here this
I
week.
just flew through everything,
Yeah.
glided right over it.
You know, the 3 and the S can make it through that as well, but it's just, you just feel better, especially when you're driving over those big chunks of ice and stuff that fall out of other cars.
Yeah.
They don't, the X just goes right over those.
So I guess, what do you guys think? If you could only pick one car, what would you guys pick? Model S, Model 3, or Model X?
Or would you just wait for the Y, which is coming out next year?
Or do you just wait for the Y? Maybe next year. 2020 is kind of ambitious.
Or I suppose not everybody only buys Teslas, so there might be another car coming out that they might be interested. I don't know, the I-Pace or
maybe a
something
Porsche Taycan?
or the...
I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. I have some things to think about. Is the Model X worth adding? Maybe. Guess you guys will have to wait and see. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, let us know down below what you think. What model car is your preference and why? I think that's a big thing. But yeah, huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean, for helping sponsor the channel and make everything possible. If you guys are looking to accessorize your Model S, X, or Model 3, feel free to use code Tesla Inventory, all one word, at checkout and get 15% off your first order. So many cool accessories. We've got so many things already in this 3. So many more things we're putting in this. Gonna put some stuff in the S. Maybe put some stuff in an X. I don't know. As always though, thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Go and click here to subscribe. Here for some other ones. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.